What's up everybody, it's Investing Sensei bringing another episode in this series of how many shares of a certain company do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 every single week. So in these episodes I do go over the list that you guys have been giving me, so I do have track of these. But we pull up the company or ETF up in Seeking Alpha, look at the charts, read a little bit about the company profile, and then we pull up the calculator, crunch some numbers, and then we wrap up the video with looking at the dividend yield, which kind of tells us when the best opportunity currently is or was in the past to enter the position. But in this episode, guys, we will be going over, there's actually two on here, but we're going to be going over CLM, which if we pull up on Seeking Alpha, CLM is Cornerstone Strategic Value Fund, currently trading about $7.47. If we actually pull up the company profile or the fund profile here, we can read a little bit about them. So Cornerstone Strategic Value Fund Inc. is a closed-ended equity mutual fund launched and managed by Cornerstone Advisors Inc. The fund invests in public equity markets across the globe. It seeks to invest in stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors. The fund primarily invests in value and growth stocks of companies. It also invests through other closed-end investment companies and ETFs. Cornerstone Strategic Value Fund Inc. was formed on May 1st, 1987 and domiciled in the United States. The fund may invest without limitations in other closed-end investment companies and ETFs, provided that the fund limits its investments in security issued by other investment companies so that not more than 3% of the outstanding voting stock of any one investment company. And then we could read a little bit more about them, but we're going to look into the fund details. So you'll see here the fund details. It says fund type is a U.S. equity, issuer is Cornerstone, inception was the 6th, or I guess June 23, 1987. Expense ratio is quite high with a 2.01%, and then assets under management is a 1.40 billion under assets under management. If we actually go back up here to the company itself or fund, we can look at the year to date. They are down about 1.71% in the red. If we look at the 1 year, they are down a huge percentage, which is 47.06%. That is right around about $14. If we look at the 5 year, they are down 50.37%. Very, very bad there. On the 10 year, they are down 73.29%. Very, very bad returns here for the capital appreciation side. And then total, since they've been publicly traded, they are down 91.99%. Horrible returns there, guys. And you'll see that they were trading around $80, $90, and they are worth about $7. Definitely not the type of fund that I like, but let me know in the comment section if you are invested and why. But you'll see 52-week range here. 52-week low is at $7.18. 52-week high is at $14.50, and it's actually trading closer to the 52-week low. Expense ratio is 2.01% again. Dividend frequency monthly. Dividend rate $1.47. Yield comes out to be about 19.49%, and then assets under management 1.40 billion. And if we look at the dividend scorecard here, guys, we can look a little bit about the dividend summary here. So again, on the dividend yield, it's a 19.49%. Quite a huge dividend yield here. Definitely concerning, because I typically like my dividend yields around 2 to 3 to maybe 2 to 5% at the most on the 5% side. And then annual payout is $1.47. And then it's showing nothing on payout ratio. 5-year CAGR is actually a negative 6.47%. Potentially they did cut the dividend. Dividend growth showing for 1 year. Dividend frequency is monthly, so they pay you out 12 cents every single month here. And yeah, so if I pull up the calculator here, guys, we can start crunching some numbers. So first thing we want to do is let's see how much of this company or this fund that you would have to own to actually make about $1,000 a month. So we want to make $1,000 a month. There's actually 12 months in a year, so total annually we need to make $12,000. So if you take the $12,000 divided by the annual payout, which is $1.47, this would actually give you the total number of shares you'd have to own to achieve that. If we multiply that times the current share price, which is $7.47, this would give you the total amount you need to have invested. You'd be roughly making about $1,000, assuming they don't cut the dividend, but you'd be having to have invested about $60,000, almost $61,000 invested in this company or this fund. And quick way to calculate this is you could take the $12,000 you need to make annually, divided by the dividend yield here, which is 0.1949, and you'll see we roughly get about $61,000. So that's a quick way to calculate that. Let's go ahead and see how much you'd have to own in this company to make $100 every single month. You could actually take the previous answer divided by 10 and you'd get that result. But since we have the calculator, we'll crunch the numbers. So we want to make $100 every month. There's 12 months in a year, so annually we need to make $1,200. Divide that by the annual payout, which is $1.47. So we need roughly about 816 shares. Multiply this times the current share price, and you would get the total amount invested, which comes out to be about $6,000 invested in this company. You'd be roughly making about $100 every single month. Again, assuming that they don't cut this dividend, because that dividend yield is pretty high there. But if again, quick way to calculate this is take the 1,200 divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see we get roughly about $6,100 that you have invested. Let's go ahead and do the last one, which is how much of this company would you have to own to make $100 every single week. I think this typically is the best one for me, because imagine getting $100 every single week. Obviously not in this company, but just in general from a great company in my dividend growth portfolio. But we want to make $100 every single week. There's 52 weeks in a year, so you'd multiply that. So annually we need to make 5,200. Divide that by the annual payout, which is $1.47. This would give you the total number of shares. So we need to own about 3,537 shares. Multiply this times the current share price, which is the $7.47. And you'll see that we roughly need to have invested about $26,424 invested in this company. And you would, I guess fund, but you'd be roughly making about $100 every single week. Again, quick way to calculate this is take the 5,200 you need to make annually, divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see we roughly get about $26,000, almost $27,000. So that is a quick way to calculate that. That is the calculations. Let me know in the comment section if you are invested in this fund and if you're actually making this amount of money. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video by looking at the dividend yield. You'll see right here, this is our dividend yield. This is actually the dividend yield for the past 5 years. You'll see that in 2018 it was trading around 18-19% dividend yield, and then in the 2018 it did spike up almost to 30%, and then 2019 it's been actually a lot lower, around 17, 18, and then lately in 2022 it's been going up. But you guys saw that capital appreciation on the amount invested. It's such a huge drop there. Definitely not the type of fund that I would love to invest in. Let me know in the comment section again if you guys are invested in this company or fund, and why, and if you're doing it for the long term or just a short term trade. And definitely would love to hear that. But don't forget to subscribe with that notification. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, so definitely help me out. If you're new to the channel as well, drop a big thumbs up on the video. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye guys.